Hi, this is Willie Crawford, and I'm joining George Stavrou today on this Facebook Live. George is a health and fitness expert whom I'm helping to launch a product. The product is available now, and we'll tell you how to get it later. Before kicking off George's official launch, which actually is starting with hundreds of affiliates, I'm helping George to test things out, and that's one of my biggest roles in it. Another reason I'm involved with this project, though, is that I noticed a lot of my tribe, my audience, is way out of shape, and I assume, and I've looked at statistics actually, and know that a large percentage of the population in many countries are out of shape, and so I sincerely want to help people to get back in shape, and I know this is a tremendous product that will do that for them if they just use it. So we'll be doing a short series of Facebook Lives to give you a sample of what you can expect from George's program, his package, which is called the Stavrou Method, a 12-week day-by-day guide to health, wellness, and fat loss for all levels. George's package takes a holistic approach to optimal health and wellness and has contributions from over 20 experts in the industry. He, along with his team of experts, cover the following areas: physical health, mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, financial health, and relationships, and that's with ourselves and others. So we'll be doing Facebook Lives on a weekly basis, and then we'll be sticking around afterwards to answer any questions you may have. And we also encourage you, as George has probably already mentioned, to post any questions you have on Facebook itself, and we'll get to those. We'll answer them. We'll fit them in. So each segment's going to be roughly 10 to 20 minutes, and then after that, we'll take questions. And so I'm looking forward to the fantastic tips George is going to share with us on each session, and I'm going to be taking notes, really. So if you're not able to attend, don't worry about that. We have archives, and we'll be sharing those with you, and we'll be you can also you can send your questions in advance. You can email George or I. George's email address is george.stavrou@Rogers, that's ROGERS.com. And I'm at willie.crawford@gmail.com. So we look forward to seeing you on the Facebook Lives. I encourage you to invite your friends and to share the link to the Facebook Live with your friends, because you're doing them a favor, helping them to get healthier too. So with that, George, I'm turning it over to you.
Okay. Well, Willie, thanks for that fantastic intro. You always do a great job as far as presenting what we're going to be doing with the Facebook Live sessions. So very excited to be here again with you all. Today's Facebook Live session will cover a topic that we did a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, the audio was not as solid as it could have been, so we just want to redo it just to make sure that it's clear and that people don't miss out on any information. So what I'm going to be covering today is setting up a basic home gym with minimal equipment and space, and then finish off with my closing thoughts. So as far as equipment, I train people in just, with limited space, limited funds, and that being said, it's like, there wasn't really room for a lot of equipment, but you really don't need a lot to get an effective workout out of it. So as far as, say, basic exercise equipment, you can get a lot done with, say, an adjustable bench, stability ball, or exercise ball. Just think of, say, an oversized beach ball that's made out of stronger material, and you can use that as a makeshift bench. Adjustable dumbbells, some resistance tubes, and an exercise mat. And I'm going to be posting just some images and links within the video description box a little bit later, so people have an idea what they're looking for. And depending on where you're based, pretty well any exercise equipment store will be able to help you out with your particular needs. So basically, an adjustable bench, the idea with that is you want something that can hit body parts from different angles. So while there's certainly benefit from doing, say, a flat bench type of movement, by changing the angle of the bench, you can hit, say, the chest in different angles. This will help you have a more balanced workout, and it will minimize the chance of any kind of injuries down the road. If you're always using the same thing day in and day out, it's just too much strain on certain muscles, joints, ligaments, that type of thing. So having a variety within adjustable bench will certainly make a big difference. Another piece of equipment is what I mentioned earlier is a stability ball. Basically, if you think of, say, an exercise ball that is made out of stronger material that you can actually bounce around a little bit on, that can also give you some more variety as far as, say, incorporating other muscles that the adjustable bench will not hit. So the whole idea of the stability ball is it forces you to actually be more focused on the different movements that are out there. I tend to use a stability ball when I'm just working on my laptop at home, because I find if I'm just sitting in my chair, there's a tendency for me to get a little lazy. I could literally fall asleep in the chair and don't have to worry about falling off. But if I'm on the stability ball, it forces me to be more upright. So it does give you that feedback and saying, okay, you get a little lazy with the posture. We have to kind of be more focused and more attentive to what we're doing.
When you mentioned adjustable bench, what I think of a weightlifting bench. Is that what we have in mind? The one where you got the bar and all that stuff, or is it something different?
That's right. Yeah. So a weightlifting bench. It goes by different names. So some will have, say, racks to hold onto the barbell. Some are just like more of a freestanding bench, that type of thing. It's just whatever your budget can handle and what kind of space you have to work with. So there really isn't, say, a right or wrong answer. It's just whatever fits with your particular needs. So I'll be certainly including some links to that, letting people know certainly different options to work with. And when people are looking around for the particular piece of equipment, just speak with the sales staff and just say, here's a space I have to work with. Here's the budget. Here's my goals. What do you recommend? And you can certainly get a lot of guidance that way. So that'll make sure that you're on the right track with things. Let's see. So we did cover the stability ball side of it. Another thing is, say, adjustable dumbbells. So different body parts will need more resistance or less resistance depending on what you're working. So if it's a single joint, say like a bicep curl, you won't be able to lift as much weight as, say, a multi-joint movement as, say, a dumbbell bench press. So by having adjustable dumbbells, you can adjust the weight depending on what your particular needs are based on the exercise that you're working on. One of the things I've recommended to people is actually having 2 pairs of dumbbells. So this way, instead of spending time adjusting weight each time that you're doing, say, a different type of exercise, if you just have 2 dumbbells set up ahead of time, like a lighter set and then, say, a somewhat heavier set, this way you're not spending time adjusting weights. You can just go from one movement to the next. And you can always adjust your rep ranges to accommodate for the resistance that you are using. Another piece of equipment that I'd recommend is, say, resistance tubes. And that's something that you can hook up to, say, a door handle. What I like about some of the resistance tube packages that are out there is it has hooks on the thing. So you can have, say, a very light tube or a very heavy tube or a combination of tubes. Some of the things that I picked up over the years will actually have 4 tubes of different resistance within it. So like a light, medium, a little bit heavier than medium, and then the heaviest. So depending on which exercise that you're doing, you can have very minimal resistance or a lot of resistance. And that's very effective as well. That comes in handy if a person's doing, say, a lot of traveling where they may not have access to a gym and they just want to be dragging their weights on an airplane or stuff like that. Pop up in your suitcase, you're ready to go. So those are very versatile to have. And I would say the final piece of equipment that I recommend is an exercise mat. So just have a nice vinyl mat that you can lay down on, do some basic stretches. It makes the movement that much more comfortable to do rather than just laying down on a hard floor. So I'd say for less than maybe $100, $200 tops, you can get a very nice setup and you're good to go. So those are basically my tips.
Resistance tubes, I've envisioned large rubber bands. Is that basically what they're like? Yeah, okay.
That's it exactly. Yeah. Something to keep in mind with that, and you brought up a great point, is with the rubber band, the more often that you stretch it, it starts to lose some of the resistance. So if a tube is kind of rated at giving you, say, 5 pounds of resistance, well, it might be 5 pounds at the full extension and not as much in the shorter range of motion. So over time, you are going to lose some of the tension from that. So it doesn't necessarily translate into, say, the same weight as far as an adjustable dumbbell. That's going to be a fixed weight. But it's a rough guideline to work with. You don't have to have the exact weight down all the time. It's just more of a guideline to get going. But if you find that you are losing tension on something, they're relatively inexpensive. You can always pick up another band for just relatively low cost. So I would say those are my tips right now. And if you like, Willie, we can get into our closing thoughts.
Sure, sure. I don't see the Facebook page, and so I don't see whether we're getting any questions coming in or not. Do you have that pulled up?
Well, we are live on Facebook at the moment. I'm not seeing any questions at the moment, but that does happen. People do have busy schedules. That's why we are recording everything.
Okay. As far as closing thoughts are concerned, I personally find that I need a minimal home gym, and well, my sport, my life sport, actually. When I went through college, we were encouraged to try a number of different activities, and so I got into swimming, I got into racquetball, I got into running, and I started karate, and so for years I've been doing karate. So for that I need no real equipment, just the discipline to work out regularly,
Exactly.
and so I appreciate that you don't really need a huge gym. I mean, it's whatever you can afford. And you mentioned expenses. I know for a fact that many people buy expensive exercise equipment and don't use it, and so they sell it. They offer it at yard sales or whatever. So if really in a pinch, you could probably even find some equipment. Just look through your local newspaper and in classified ads and see it. So
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to buy brand new for everything. A lot of times people are just offloading equipment for whatever reason, and start off small and just get the use out of it rather than investing in something very elaborate that's just an overpriced clothes hanger more than anything else.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. I also thought, for people who don't live near an exercise equipment store, they're in some remote area, that they could perhaps order through a company like Amazon.com or whatever. Then I thought, well, they're sort of heavy, so that's expensive to ship. But a lot of other stuff is not very expensive, so you may want to recommend to them, somewhere in the notes or whatever, recommended equipment that you like,
definitely.
to point out that you can get stuff, even if you don't live anywhere near an exercise equipment store.
Look on Kijiji, places like that, Craigslist. There's always people out there that just want to sell off their equipment for whatever reason. So I'll certainly have links to say some of the equipment that we did speak about, and people can check out the website. So it's nice having a visual as far as what to look for, and just a matter of printing it off, going to the exercise equipment store, or bring along with you if you are going to a garage sale. And this way, you know exactly what you're looking for.
Right. And so, when I look at the equipment you recommended, one of the things was that we've got the weights, the barbells, and
Correct.
a lot of people think, well, I'm not really into strength training. I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but they're not. They're just building a little muscle, which the body to burn fat more efficiently and makes your whole body stronger.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. That's something we can address in a future Facebook Live.
Okay.
A person's not going to get bulky overnight. You figure with these people that are professional bodybuilders, they're focusing on putting on as much lean muscle mass as they possibly can. And it's one of those things that you're not going to go, because I'm having the visuals here, you're not going to go for say, an arm that's this size and it's not going to just balloon up in a matter of days or weeks or stuff like that. So when you find that a body part is at, say, the size and shape that you're looking for, just maintain it. That's all. And I'm generalizing here, but a lot of times women think that they're going to get bulky.
Right.
For the most part, males have a lot more testosterone flowing through their bodies than females. There are exceptions, like some males may have lower testosterone if they're stressed out. Some women naturally have higher. But the thing is, testosterone is the driving hormone as far as building lean muscle. So if a woman is concerned about getting too bulky, not looking attractive, it's not going to happen like that. If anything, they're going to look better in the long run. They're more fit and toned, and that's certainly going to play a big part in things. And just go with whatever works for you. So if one body part is responding fast, you can maintain it. Another body part isn't coming up, you can put a little bit more focus into it.
Excellent. And I'm sure we'll touch on it in future interviews. But one of the things that struck me was when we speak of body parts, that one of the most dangerous places in your body to actually build fat is probably in the abdominal region. That causes a lot of problems for a lot of people. And so you need to study the different exercises, which we do touch on, and find the ones that help you to tone specific parts. Although in general, I imagine you want to focus on the whole body.
Definitely.
I think approach again.
Yeah, certainly great questions and points that you brought up there. So I don't want to take up too much of our viewers' time here, so we can wrap it up and call it a day from here. Okay,
so why don't we tell them how they can access the Stavrou Method if they want to, because it is available now. And anything else you want to share with them?
Okay, well, I'm going to give a little bit of background here. So basically, 80% of illnesses and diseases can be prevented entirely or minimized from happening in the first place by following a sound lifestyle and weight management program as outlined in our package. And one of the contributing authors basically said the best cure for any illness or disease is not to get it in the first place. So we're looking at prevention rather than treatment. So we're highly encouraging our audience to invest in themselves in their journey to holistic health and wellness by purchasing our package at www.thestavroumethod.com, and I'll have a link to the website within the description box below. And also encouraging you to help your loved ones with their health and wellness goals by signing up as an affiliate of ours. So not only can you help your friends and family, you earn commissions from sales of our package, and all you need to do is have 2 of your loved ones purchase the package, and that makes your package free. So the more people you help, the more we all benefit, which would be a win-win for everyone. And I'll have a link to signing up as a JV. It's just a matter of having your affiliate link posted, say, in emails, on social media, and on your website if you have one. And just a few more closing notes here. So as an affiliate, we do provide you with the tools to help you get the message out to your loved ones. So our goal with the Stavrou Method is to help ease the burden on our healthcare system while empowering others to take their health and wellness into their own hands. A healthier individual helps to build healthier communities, which can eventually lead to a healthier nation. So this be a win-win all around. So basically, those are my thoughts there, Willie. Is there anything else that you want to add to things?
I had nothing else to add, George.
Okay. So we're definitely under the half-hour mark. I'm not seeing any questions at the moment, but that's fine. People can always contact us directly on Facebook or send us an email. We're here for you, and the video will be up just a little bit later on today. So thanks again, Willie, for your time. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you, my friend.
Thank you.
Look forward to our next one next week.
Okay, George. Thank you.
Thank you.